we've asked you to talk to us today about how parents can maximize their therapy time. And I was saying to you during the break that this is a big topic that I'm seeing, and it's something that Nancy and I have been talking about. I am learning even now that we're not doing therapy, all the things that I could have been doing. So let's start out with, what do parents need to know about their role in an intensive ABA intervention?
And you're right. I mean, this has been something that's been going on for decades, right? I think early on, and this is stuff that, we as the clinicians are working with the families and talking to parents. And I think even this is evolving over time on our end and how we present this to the parents when we do this early on in our services, is the parents it's an intense program for them as well. And we have to very quickly establish that they are just as important of a component in the treatment plan, the treatment success, as the therapists, supervisors, and so forth. In our early family support services, the meetings that I have with our new families, I talk to them about what their expectations are. What are their expectations? What are their short-term, long-term goals for their child? And they really open up and they really get to, give a good understanding of, or give me a good understanding of kind of what they're looking for their child. And then we flip it to, okay, now these are our expectations to achieve those goals, to achieve those priorities, to achieve the success for their child. And the first thing I tell them is, this is going to be a lot of work. Yeah. This is going to be a lot of change, and we're going to need you to really buy in 100% with us to make this work, because as we all know, the best success is when we're all doing it together.
Okay. It's often hard for parents, Vince, at the beginning of this process because, let's face it, they're still in the shock of the diagnosis. They're still in the shock of realizing or hearing really the intensive effort that is going to be required to get their child where their child needs to be. At least I know Reed and I were there. We were like, whoa, this bomb goes off in your life, and then you get access, and then you hear, well, wait a minute. This isn't going to work unless you do this, 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 and this. And we're talking hours and dedication. How do you feel about ongoing training for the parents? Because sometimes at the start, the parents are so overwhelmed. Do you think it's equally important to keep that going, that training?
Well, yes. Yeah, I think for everyone, right? I think, ongoing training with the parents is extremely vital to a successful program. And that happens in different ways. It's not the same for every family. It's not the same for every parent. But I do think continual training comes in many different forms. It comes from standardized learning, learning from, parent modules, or, the therapist, and supervisor working directly with the family on how to identify a behavior, a function of a behavior, how to work through those behaviors. But then the training continues to develop as the kids develop, right? I mean, as you both know, every developmental stage that our kids go through creates and develops a whole new set of expectations, a whole new set of things that we need to change, parents need to change, family needs to do, so that the kids continue to progress towards their goals and their objectives. And again, some of the training is done more direct and dyadic. Some of it is done more through our clinical meetings and, really, immersing together with, the development of the plan. But, going back to what you're saying, Nancy, I think the training never stops. It doesn't stop for us. It doesn't stop for the families. And we continue to go through the journey from the beginning to end, together as a child continues to develop.